Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday, and it's time to go back digging into the day three portion of the draft for wide receivers. And we're going to get through a lot of names today, but let me just say this. Overall, I don't think this receiver class is that good, but when we get into day three, there are actually a lot of guys that I'm pretty into. So, yeah, I like these guys a lot, and there are definitely going to be some guys in this pool that I would really like to have. So let's start with Parker Washington of Penn State. 21 years old, pretty young. On the smaller side, slightly 5'10", but 204 pounds. Really short arms, 29-inch arms. Not great. Didn't do much at the combine. A few big boards have him going late day 2. A couple have him going early day 3. The aggregate has him going very early day 3. That's kind of what I expect. He's had two reasonably productive years for Penn State the last couple years. Didn't break out in 2022 the way some people may have thought, partially because he missed a few games, but pretty productive. His best season was 2021. And what I can say about him as a player, he breaks tackles. I mean, he's not a huge receiver or anything, but he's somebody who will break arm tackles. He's got really great hands. He's going to add some value as a return man, which, hey, that's important. We need to find guys who can return kicks and punts. Right now, as of this moment, we have DJ Dallas and I guess Tyler Lockett filling those roles. I don't know. So we need that. He's got fast acceleration at the very least on the football field. I know he didn't test, so we can't actually confirm it with testing numbers, but he accelerated quickly when he was on the football field. And look, in the open field, he's going to do things. He's got the agility to make defenders miss. And if the ball is thrown his way, he's got the ball skills to make sure he at least makes a play on it. So, some good traits here. Now, I do think that in the NFL, he'll probably be a slot receiver only, although that's fine for a day 3 receiver. He never had tremendous college production. Like I said, 2022 was the year maybe he was supposed to break out. Didn't happen. Limited value as a route runner. He's somebody who got schemed open a pretty good amount and caught a lot of short passes at Penn State. He doesn't have a really developed route tree, and he's not going to do much as a deep threat for you. So I like him. Solid meat and potatoes sort of slot receiver is what I wrote here, and the returner value is very nice. So after having the opportunity to look at this guy a little bit more, I like him. And look, he's not my favorite 4th round pick, but early day 3, when that 4th round starts, he's going to be on my list for sure. So Parker Washington could definitely help fill the void we have with a Goodwin gone. Okay, next up we have Jaden Reed, who's been one of my favorite receivers for most of the year, honestly. Michigan State Spartan, 23 years old, 5'11", 187 pounds, a little bit on the smaller side, 30.5-inch arms, 9 1/8 inch hands. The combine I was not a huge fan of. I don't think he did that well at the combine. 4.45 40 is a little underwhelming. 1.57 10-yard split is really kind of disappointing to me. Vertical is okay. Broad jump was decent. 10-yard shuttle was okay. So the combine threw me off a little bit. But overall, I think this guy's still probably going to be going early day 3. So the question is, would I be okay taking him early day 3 if that is indeed the case? So 2022, he did not produce the way he did in 2021. Kind of fell off a little bit. He had over 1,000 yards in 2021, not even 650 in 2022. But he still caught a lot of passes. He was still productive. And he's still a player that I think has the opportunity to be one of the steals of this draft based off what I saw on the football field. He was really good returning on special teams when he was at Michigan State. He's going to add value there. He's really good after the catch. He's going to make a lot of players miss. He's going to use his vision to figure out where he's supposed to go next. He's going to make yards after the catch all day. He was aligned all over the place on offense. I think they lined him up outside. They lined him up inside. They used him in motion. They used him as a jet sweep guy. They used him all kinds of creative ways. So Jaden Reed added value in all different roles on that Michigan State offense. X, Y, Z, slot, you name it, he did it. He's actually pretty good at breaking tackles, even though he's on the smaller side. He can break through arm tackles all day. He's smart when he plays against zone defense. He knows how to find those holes. And when you go to him as a vertical threat, which he was pretty good at in college, he's really good at tracking the ball, which is obviously a skill that we covet around here. Now, I do think, even though the Combine is not going to completely turn me off to Jaden Reed, the Combine does indicate that he doesn't have truly elite traits. Like, at the end of the day, he's not going to be able to just outrun people the way that some receivers are able to. He's not going to be able to accelerate immediately the way some of these guys do. So I do think the Combine decreased his value a little bit. He doesn't have a big catch radius, and sometimes he is going to struggle to get open a little bit, for mostly because he doesn't possess top-end speed, and also partially because I think he needs to improve a little bit as a route runner. But I liked so much stuff about Jaden Reed that I'm willing to overlook the problems, and once you get to the 4th round, it's okay. After that, it would be great. So that's Jaden Reed. Next up, we have Xavier Hutchinson of the Iowa State Cyclones. 23 years old, bigger guy, 6'2", 203 pounds, 31 and 3/8 inch arms, 9 and 3/8 inch hands. Combine results were reasonable for a guy of his size, 4'5", 340, 1.55 10-yard split, 36-inch vert, 9'8" 8-inch broad's kind of but again, he's a bigger guy, I guess. His 3-cone was pretty nice. The big boards mostly have him in the kind of the 5th round, except for the Draft Network. The Draft Network loves this guy. They think he'll go in the 2nd round. The mock draft database has him going in the 4th, which I think that's a pretty fair compromise here. Probably going to go around there. He's had over 2,000 receiving yards over the last 2 years and 190 catches in 25 games. So very productive. And 2021, he was playing with Brock Purdy. Last year, he wasn't. So 2 different quarterbacks, big production. He was able to play inside and outside. So you can line him up as a perimeter receiver or a slot receiver, and he was able to be productive. He's good at dealing with a press at the line. If you jam him at the line of scrimmage, he's got many release packages to beat it. He's somebody who you're not going to be able to just easily knock off of his route. He's somebody who's really going to fight for the ball at the point of the catch. You look at his tape, you could pull up a highlight reel and do the same thing. You're going to see he makes some really impressive catches. So this guy, his ball skills are really, really top-notch. You throw the ball in his general vicinity, he's at least going to go make a play on it. He's going to give himself a chance. He's also a really smart route runner. He knows how to mix up his tempo, knows how to mix up his steps, knows how to be deceptive. He's good at the little things when it comes to running routes. He gets open a lot, and on top of him having a big catch radius and fighting for the ball really well, he's got great hands. So Xavier Hutchinson, laundry list of positive traits here. Now, I do think that the main thing holding Xavier Hutchinson back is he doesn't have super high upside. He's not going to beat anybody with his speed. He's not going to make big plays down the field. And overall, he's not particularly explosive an athlete. He's not somebody who's going to do a lot of open field jukes to make people miss, to get extra yards, I don't think. He's somebody who is going to, I think, be fairly successful in the NFL, but he'll never be a star. But for a day 3 pick, yeah, sign me up. This guy, I think, is ready to play now. My impression of this guy is that he can be a fairly productive player in year 1. So the moment day 3 starts, at the end of this month, color me interested in Xavier Hutchinson. I will make him one of the early picks of day 3 if need be. Last guy we're going to look at in this video is a guy a lot of Seahawks fans are actually interested in. It's Michael Wilson of Stanford. 23 years old, another bigger guy, 6'2", 213 pounds, 31-inch arms, 9 and 3/4 inch hands. Combine results were mixed. 40 time was pretty slow, 4.58, but his 10-yard split was actually really good, 1.5 flat. Pretty good vert, pretty good broad, pretty decent enough 20-yard shuttle, and 23 bench press reps is good for a receiver. Big boards, little all over the place. PFF and Tankathon say 3rd round. And then you have ESPN that has him in the 7th, late 7th, by the way. And everyone else is kind of in the middle. The mock draft database says early day 3, so early round 4, which is kind of what I expect. And Michael Wilson is like a combination of really interesting physical traits with pretty low production. And as you can see, over the last 2 years combined, he's played in 10 games. and barely has 600 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns. So it's, like I said, it's a mix of really appealing traits with low production. He was a team leader. He was named team captain. He's big. He's got quick acceleration. So even though he's not fast, he's going to be able to get open for short completions because of how quick he is. This 10-yard split is actually really impressive. He's an excellent blocker. He's one of the best receiver blockers of this class, which is important for this offense. He's going to break tackles after the catch. He's going to run through arm tackles all day. He's going to push for extra yards. He's pretty good in the open field, too. He creates yards on quick schemed receptions. He'll catch things like bubble screens and then turn those bubble screens into bigger plays. He can line up outside or in the slot. He's going to give you a pretty good receiver at both the perimeter and the slot, which is really good. He's got good, strong hands. And yet, here we are, wondering where the production was. Mostly, he's just not been able to stay healthy. And he hasn't developed as much as you would like because of the injuries. And he hasn't produced as much as you would like because of the injuries. Also, despite his size, it seems like he's not great against press coverage. So that's going to be something he has to develop. His route running needs work. Like, he's good at those schemed catches where, like, he'll run like he doesn't even really run a route, right? Like a little bubble screen, you're not really running a route, right? So actual routes he needs to get better at. And, of course, he's just kind of slow. So this is definitely a gamble. This is definitely something that is a risk. I don't think you can count on him to do a ton as a rookie. But there's upside here. There's big upside here for a guy you may be able to get on day 3. Now, I would definitely wait until day 3 before I take him, but once day 3 starts, count me in. This guy could become a star in this league. I actually do think that's at least on the table. All right, more receivers coming later. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Go Hawks.